What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Annie Lennox, and we're returning to Diva 1992. Thank you again to Phil. And the next track in the playlist is Primitive. It's a single word title. It is not easy to interpret or project what those might be related to, but of course the word itself is pretty clear, though it does have multiple articulations of meaning, which is to say primitive can mean undeveloped in a more simple and original state. It can also mean uncultured or uncivilized, and a more pejorative or critical interpretation. And then primitive, it can be a relative assessment, meaning what is advanced in one context might be primitive in another. So it is almost, by its very definition, a comparative or relative type of term. In any case, I wouldn't be surprised if there is layered meaning here, and then secondarily, if it is less about history or culture or technological development and more about emotional growth or interpersonal comparison. So I will try to figure out as I go through it. Let's give it a listen. This is Annie Lennox. The track is Primitive, and it's from her 1992 album, Diva. You know, like, in the back half of the track here, it felt more and more Middle Eastern. It had more of an Eastern feel, whereas, like, the first half of the track, I wasn't so much picking up on that. But definitely, like, thinking back to some of the lines, you know, with the red sun and the what was it, the pure sky around it. It feels like maybe that setting was there all along. I just, didn't make that association until the Sonics really began to stand out in that way. But yeah, a song, referencing time, and there's like visual references, but I do think there's, emotional and interpersonal connotations. And I mean, what was the line, like referencing ash and dust between, or like maybe the state between us. So it sounds like it is maybe, about a very specific journey or dynamic between two people. And of course, like, that could be broader, but yeah, my sense in that moment is that it was very specific. Now, again, the use of visual imagery does seem saturated with more like conceptual or like thematic meaning, but definitely in that regard, it feels like there's maybe like different ways you could take some of these lines. I do wonder who the other person is, and again, if you're referencing ash and dust, these are chemically changed remnants of things which once used to be something more alive, or something more with more like integrity, or more something more whole, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it sounds like there may have been a disintegration or breakdown, and then a reflection upon that by the narrator, with again these kind of visual and atmospheric elements, perhaps giving that even more metaphorical force. But yeah, her vocals brilliant, and I especially love the backing vocals, which I'm assuming are also her, because they have, number one, again, a sort of Middle Eastern, like non-lyrical singing type of vibe, but I enjoy the atmosphere that they give. So it's like her lead vocal, it's very sonorous and very beautiful, but it was those backing vocals which gave a bit more like scale and scope to the track. So yeah, a very beautiful song. I do wonder like what's happening here lyrically on a more detailed sense, so if you have any insights, do let me know. But again, a very striking song on an album that I don't even think we're halfway through, are we? If we are, we can't be much more than that. Well, we are a little bit more than halfway through now. There are still four more tracks, but yeah, we're into the back half certainly. But yeah, an album that has been quite striking overall. This is a tune that really stands out. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.